Coming up on Newscene, the controversy surrounding the Supreme Court decision. We'll tell you what happened and why.
More stolen equipment from City College has been recovered from local pawn shops. And you won't believe what was discovered.
And make sure you stay tuned for updates on March Madness. Alvaro Castillo is here in studio to tell us all about it.
And spring is among us. Find out what the weather has in store for us coming up on Newscene.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Judah Hosanna.
And I'm Stephanie Roach. Newscene starts right now.
California Governor Jerry Brown signed a controversial legislation this past Monday. The legislation gives adults suffering from serious terminal illness the right to end their own lives. When a patient is given 6 months or less to live, they can fill out a written request for an aid in dying. The two doctors have to sign off on the prescription in order for the patient to receive it. Following in Oregon's footsteps, California is the 5th state to allow an assisted suicide option.
Very interesting. We have Johnny Sanders here to tell us a report on what's going on in Washington. Johnny, what do you have in store for us?
Thank you, Stephanie. With his last few months of service as leader of the free world, President Barack Obama has nominated a Supreme Court justice. But it's not a done deal until the Senate confirms his choice.
And today, after completing this exhaustive process, I've made my decision. I've selected a nominee who is widely recognized not only as one of America's sharpest legal minds, but someone who brings to his work a spirit of decency, modesty.
It is the Senate's constitutional right to act as a check on a president and withhold its consent.
I think the next president should make the pick.
I don't think it's unreasonable to ask our colleagues to put this off until after the next president is elected.
I fulfilled my constitutional duty. Now it's time for the Senate to do theirs. Presidents do not stop working in the final year of their term. Neither should a senator.
Do as we've done in the past. Give the nominee careful consideration.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the greatest honor of my life. Fidelity to the Constitution and the law has been the cornerstone of my professional life.
Regardless how anyone feels, Judge Merrick Garland is grateful for the opportunity to be nominated. We'll have to just wait and see if the Senate actually votes on this matter. Thank you, and now back to you, Judah and Stephanie.
All right, thank you for that important political update. North Korea has sentenced an American student for 15 years of hard labor for crimes against the state. Otto Frederick Warmbier was arrested on January 2nd of this year as he was about to leave the country. In a press conference last month, he said he tried to steal a banner with political slogans from his hotel in Pyongyang. The North Korean government claims he was encouraged to commit this act by a secret university organization and even the CIA.
Well, last February, which is last month, Newscene reported on the arrest of Chief Engineer Larry Quick for the alleged theft of cameras at school here. In the continuing investigation, campus police detectives have discovered more stolen items at local pawn shops. Gabriela Fernandez has the story.
Thousands of dollars in electronic equipment stolen from City College has been recovered. Campus Police Lieutenant Luis Zizzo once again says the theft is linked to Larry Quick, a longtime district employee. But surprisingly, explains there will be no additional charges against him.
And no matter how much more you tack onto it, it's not going to necessarily change what the charge is.
In a strange twist, the school had to buy back the equipment from the Palace Pawn Shop for an undisclosed amount.
I know there was an amount that the campus had to pay to get the property out of pawn. Now, that amount, whatever it was, could now be attempted to be gained back from Mr. Quick through restitution. That's all done through the court.
The equipment was found at Palace Pawnbrokers on 4th Avenue in downtown San Diego. Included are 2 Canon C100 video cameras, a DVD player, lenses, headphones, among other items. 62-year-old Larry Quick, who worked at City College for almost 30 years as a chief engineer, resigned from his position according to the school president, Dr. Anthony Beebe. Earlier this year, Quick was arrested in connection to stealing 4 video cameras worth around $16,000. They too were also recovered in other downtown pawn shops. He is facing felony grand theft charges and has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 31st. Gabriela Fernandez, Newscene.
With all the loss of the equipment, this semester has been really hard on the RTVF department here at San Diego City College. The good news is, however, that most of these things that have been stolen are already back in students' use.
A biotech here in San Diego is moving forward. A Japanese billionaire has invested $40 million to Aspirin Therapeutics. The FDA has given the okay to the company to start clinical trials. Aspirin is looking into pharmaceutical therapy, a new way to treat certain cancers. They're looking for people to join the study.
And one lucky City College student has been chosen for the Week of a Lifetime. Newscene reporter Gabriela Fernandez was chosen for the National Association of Hispanic Journalists Student Project. The project gives 12 fortunate students the opportunity to work with professionals for a week-long training course on multimedia journalism in Washington, D.C. Gabby demonstrates nothing but passion, tenacity, and dedication for journalism, and we cannot wait to hear about her trip upon her return. Congratulations, Gabby. Well, getting prepared for classes can be tedious for any student, but students need books and materials that put a large dent in their budgets. And if that wasn't bad enough, things are about to get worse. Michelle Botello explains.
Students who come to City College rely on a small amount of money to pay for their classes, and City College has accommodated these students for years. But now there has been a change in tuition for out-of-state students this year. It is a $5 increase that has made an impact in their pockets.
I feel they shouldn't raise anything, especially for out-of-state students. They've already come into a state that has a higher cost of living than what they were already in, depending on the state.
Even a $5 hike in the fees for these students may seem high, but San Diego City College tuition rates are lower than any other college in the nation. The fee falls on students who do not reside in California, which makes it somewhat difficult to afford.
Especially out of state, because I've lived out of state before, and coming back, it is a financial burden to have to pay more.
According to the City Times and the Chancellor's Office, the average rate of an out-of-state student for this next year is $211. The actual cost totals $198. That is $13 less than any other college nationwide per unit.
Out-of-state residents don't pay the same taxes we do, and the money will go to wonderful programs and all that.
The only way to avoid the additional cost is to become a California resident, which takes at least a year. Michelle Botello, Newscene.
Well, to establish residency for tuition purposes, students must follow all of 3 conditions. They must be physically present in California for more than a year prior to the residency request and intend to stay here, which means a driver's license and a priority living expense. Well, details on a frightening Chula Vista kidnapping.
And a Chargers legend has found a new home. Find out where, coming up in Newscene.
Dad's home!
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, welcome back to Newscene. Today, police are looking for a man that allegedly tried to kidnap a 10-year-old girl while she was walking home from school. Chula Vista police say it happened around 1:45 in the afternoon yesterday near Carmania Elementary School. The girl says a white man in his 30s approached the girl, then grabbed her from behind. The report says the girl struck the man and he fell to the ground. He then fled in a black 4-door smart car driven by a Filipino man. Anyone with information on this case is encouraged to contact the Chula Vista Police Department.
And the man caught on tape stabbing 2 firefighters in the East Village trolley station last year took the stand in his defense. 35-year-old Ryan Jones's defense attorney, Thomas Barr, opened his arguments by saying that Jones stabbed the firefighters in self-defense after being shoved to the ground by the first responders captain. Jones's attorney also told the jurors that he suffered from PTSD and that the incident caused him to have a flashback of a 2008 incident in which Jones was hit by a baton by Oakland Transit authorities. Barr told the jurors that his client feared for his life and, quote, thought this could be the end.
Well, this next story is very inspiring. Matthew Hay Chapman, a homeless man from San Francisco, received $100,000 for helping authorities capture several fugitives. Chapman was just getting coffee like he did most mornings when he stumbled upon a couple of guys in a van sleeping. One got out, and he remembered their faces from a newspaper he had taken out of the trash. He told police, and the men were later captured. Chapman says he hopes the money will allow him to start a new life and help his adult children who have fallen on hard times.
Rules and penalties have changed involving DUIs in San Diego. Due to the passing of recent legislation, harsher punishment can be handed to DUI offenders. Even on first offenses, you could have to have a breathalyzer installed into your vehicle that demands a sober breath sample to start your ignition. The amount of time the device will be installed is based off how many offenses you have had. The Department of Motor Vehicles Statistics shows that during the past 30 years, more than 50,000 people have died in California because of drunken drivers, and more than 1 million have been injured.
Well, on campus, there's a huge debate going on whether or not to install security or cameras, and many are in favor on the measure, but some, they think it's too invasive. Vince Fangella has the story.
Since the beginning of the spring semester, San Diego City College has suffered 2 sexual assaults, major thefts, and vandalism, including a broken glass door at the Seville Theater. People are now talking about security cameras as a means to prevent or at least identify the people committing these acts.
I think I'd feel safer because I get nervous walking to my car at night and stuff.
I think that's the way the district needs to start heading, is towards cameras, because of just the way the world has become.
Maybe in the main areas, but I don't think they should be plastered everywhere on the campus, you know what I mean?
I spoke with the head of campus police, Lieutenant Lou Zizzo, and he said he's in favor of having cameras, but that students should be aware of their surroundings and know how to contact the police if needed. Students should keep the campus police phone numbers saved in their phones and know that there are emergency call boxes with blue lights placed in various spots around the campus and are on 24 hours a day.
What a lot of people don't know about is this little red button in every classroom. It's a direct line to campus police. So if it's late at night and you need an escort to your car, just press this button.
Likewise, we have call boxes in the classrooms. So you could even go up to the call box in the classroom, push it, and let dispatch know that you're in room whatever it may be and that you'd like an officer for an escort.
The idea of security cameras is currently being discussed in the Academic Senate. With Newscene, I'm Vince Fangella.
The faculty and student government, as well as the President's Council, will continue discussing the security camera issue, and Newscene will keep you posted.
Your next trip to Mexico could be just a tap away. And just Just in time for spring break, Uber announced that they would start taking passengers across the U.S.-Mexican border. This is the very first time that any ride-sharing business will offer such services. However, with the ride back in the U.S. being a hassle, Uber suggested passengers to take a car to the border, then use the pedestrian footbridge, and then hail another vehicle back home.
Well, San Diego is making national headlines this week, and the news is good. CNN Money just named San Diego the #1 destination in their first Best in Travel Awards. You don't have to tell locals that San Diego is the best city in the world, however, because we have beaches up and down the entire coast. We have a wonderful climate and beautiful parks, and we are just an hour drive away from the desert.
Big changes could be on the way for a local historical hotel. The iconic Bayside Hotel Del Coronado will be in new hands. The Angbang Insurance Group, a Beijing-based company, has agreed to pay the Blackstone Group $6.5 billion. The sale also includes 15 other properties here in the U.S. Carl Winston, the Director of Hospitality and Tourism at San Diego State University, says they will most likely not change due to the business success.
Well, it's a big week in sports, and Alvaro Castillo is here to give us all the huge updates on March Madness.
What you got for us, Alvaro?
That is right. I am Alvaro Castillo, and I have all the madness for you right here. You know, that's only 2%, actually 0.2% of the brackets have survived after day one. Let's start with all the madness. Roll the highlights, will we? Let's get this party started. So, I mean, we'll figure out when we get that tape. But as of right now, breaking news, cornerback from the Ravens has just passed away at the age of 23. Breaking news right now in what they say is a all-terrain vehicle accident. So he got also the Padres lost in sports yesterday. They lost to the Giants 8-4. Eventually, we will have video on everything. So let's get the madness started. Let's go now. And we start off with the Baylor Bears, and that's the Ivy League champs right there getting it on, and they survive. Yale right there wins that one, first game in history that they win. Then in the last game right there, USC and Providence taking on the USC Trojans. And watch this inbound play right here. They find the open man. They win the game. That's the best game right there of the night. With 3 seconds left on the clock, game is over. Providence wins 70-69, and they move on. And then let's go to the NIT tournament, where San Diego State is facing IPFW on Tuesday night. And the player of the game is the man that you will see right now eventually, Winston Shepard. That is right. He has a triple-double on the night, double digits in scoring, double digits in rebounds, and double digits in assists. The Aztecs win 79-55. They will host the University of Washington on Monday night at Viejas Arena.
I never question myself. A big part of the triple-double is the assists, and my teammates are knocking down shots. I think I've been close several times this season. My teammates, lately they've been really making shots. It's pretty easy. I mean, it came pretty easy. I was just making the right play.
Go off when I get out there. After 9 seasons with the Bolts, we knew this day was coming. That's right. Eric Weddle has officially made it reality. He stated via text, "I couldn't be more excited and pumped to be a part of a championship organization who wanted me from day one." Weddle is referring to his signing with the Baltimore Ravens. So now that we leave with all you got in the United States, let's head south of the border. That's right, where Club Tijuana is taking on Necaxa, and we'll pick it up in penalties. This game right here at Estadio Victoria, that's Gabriel Lahoud right there in PKs, giving the Cholos the save and giving them a chance to win the game. But the captain, Javier Gandolfi, he will fail his PK, and that's it for the Cholos. They lose that game. They come back to face Club Toluca tonight at 8:30 p.m. at Estadio Caliente. That's all we have for you in sports, but also don't forget that we are a City College affiliate, so We have all the scores for you eventually, but for softball, we have a 9-2 win, and baseball had a 5-4 win over Mesa College. Anytime we can get more updates for you, we will get them for you. Back to you guys at the news desk.
All right.
Alvaro, that was a huge week in sports. Thank you so much.
All right. And the Emerald City is here in San Diego. We'll have the details coming up.
We'll see you.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60. Now I get it.
Amazon filed a patent that allows shoppers to pay with a selfie. The company argues that it is more secure and less awkward than traditional passwords. Customers would be able to take a picture or a short video of themselves to authenticate their payment. To prove you are real, the system requires you to blink, smile, or tilt your head while taking a picture. Amazon did not say when the new technology will become available. And St. Patrick's Day may be over, but the fun is not over yet. Stephanie Alvarez is here with your entertainment news.
Stephanie, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, and thank you, Stephanie and Judah. Well, Ryan Collins of Philadelphia will plead guilty to violating computer frauds and abuse acts as a part of a celebrity icon break-in. The jury sentenced him to 18 months in prison. The Department of Justice says Collin hacked over 100 accounts, and over 50 of those were from celebrities. Hank Hogan was back in court Tuesday regarding his sex tape released by Garner Media, who Rogan sued for $100 million for the release of his sex tape back in 2012. The woman in the sex tape with Hogan was in court that day fighting with tears as she did not know she was being recorded, but Garner said that her and Hogan both knew their sexual encounters were being filmed. Dwayne Johnson and Mark Willenberg are being sued for $200 million by Evra Salas and Sherry Littleton for using rights that did not belong to them from the show Off Season. They said half of the story was very similar to the new show Ballers. Now click together those ruby slippers because it's time to journey back to Oz and walk down the yellow brick road. That's right, the production of a new Wizard of Oz is coming to San Diego, including all new songs and renewed cast. Be sure to buy your tickets soon. And St. Patrick's pop-up party is this March 19 at the Gaslamp Quarter starting at 6 p.m. The tickets start around $80. The celebration will have a taste of tradition, Irish cuisine, and Irish music will be performed live. You must be 21 and older to be able to go in. Also, there will be a parade starting at 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. downtown this Sunday. Be sure to have a safe St. Patrick's weekend. Remember, no drinking and driving, and that's all I have for entertainment. Now back to you at the front desk.
Thanks, Stephanie, for all that great entertainment information. And, well, blue skies or frigid weather. We're going to find out what's coming up in weather with Fayana Moore when we come back.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you, and the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile!
Dang it.
To the invisible jet.
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Well, welcome back to Newscene. Sea lions are feeling the heat. Hungry and sick sea lion pups are casualties of warm weather here in El Nino waters in California as they venture away from Channel Islands in search for food. Inside the island's Marine Institute and Wildlife area, volunteers try to feed the pups, give them a checkup, and release them back into the ocean. Sadly, not all of them make it out alive. This has been the problem since 2013 as the ocean started warming up and has become worse since.
A heartwarming ending for a 1.5-year-old German Shepherd who was thought to be dead after she had fallen overboard during a fishing trip. Luna was out on waters with her owner, Nick Hayworth, about 2 miles off the San Clemente Island when she went missing. 5 weeks later, she was spotted sitting on a road by United States naval staff. Luna was examined and found to be a bit undernourished, but appears to be doing well. She was flown to Naval Air Station North Island, Coronado, to be reunited Wednesday afternoon. Hayworth is currently out of town, but close friends and shipmate Connor Lamb went down to pick her up.
Well, it's going to be a big week in weather, and this St. Patrick's Day is going to be beautiful. In studio, we have Fayana Moore going to tell us all about the situation.
Thanks, guys. Happy Friday, and I have good news for St. Patrick's Day weekend weather. Our skies will have a slightly cloudy disposition, but no worries. It'll overall clear up, hitting a nice cool temperature of high 60s to low 70s. Moving as we get to the front of spring this week, we see that it'll go from the high 60s to low 70s to the mid 60s. So it'll be a little chilly, guys, but wear that sweater and keep bundled up a little bit. And I have a fun fact. Don't forget to wear that sunblock because it helps prevent from premature aging against the sun and the harmful UV rays. Get at least 15 minutes of sun exposure to increase serotonin levels, which helps that happy chemical increase in your body. And vitamin D promotes bone growth, according to UCSD medical research. Now, as we enter national weather, you see we are experiencing a high summer-like weather in the southern part of the states, ranging from high 70s in Nevada and in Arizona, all the way to the high 80s down in Florida. Across the northern parts of the states, however, you will see they are still stuck in winter weather with an average of low 40s across the board. Rhode Island and Virginia actually are experiencing California temps and as they enter spring weather. Now, that's all I have for weather. Back to you, Judah and Stephanie.
All right, we're looking forward to that weekend weather.
Thank you so much.
A funny internet video is going viral. It's on the brink of reaching 1 million views.
Yeah, this video is pretty crazy. The video shows the pure astonishment of a baboon when a simple disappearing trick is performed for him. The video has been posted by America's Funniest Home Videos, and it's not quite certain where the video was recorded, but we know it was at a zoo here in the United States. Who knew that baboons could love magic so much? Look at that guy, he's pretty funny, huh? Here it comes.
It's cute. Well, that's about all we have for Newscene this week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Roach.
And I'm Judah Hosanna. We'll see you next time.